Hey, what's up, you guys? We're back with another episode of the YTP Mini. We are sitting at a vegan restaurant in, where are we? Mesa, Arizona. We're on the flight path. We got planes going overhead, and we're here again with Kyla. You should just carry your own microphone from now on.
So excited to be with you guys.
But I'm loving these conversations. I think I start every mini with the same thing. I'm just loving these 10, 15 minute bang it out. Let's get right to it. And so speaking of getting right to it, I'm going to pass this over to Coach Beej, who's been training Kyla, and the two of them ran a race today. Here you go, Beej. Don't screw it up.
Lots of pressure, always, from this one. Always asking me to step up. Yeah, it just doesn't seem the same when you don't have your mic. You're so natural. So yeah, we just literally finished a race here in Gilbert, Arizona. Kyla did a half marathon. I did a 10K, and Kyla's been on the road for the past, if you guys haven't followed her story, first of all, go back and listen to earlier podcast. And also another mini on our Patreon page where we caught up with Kyla in Newport. So we've caught up with you in, where was the first spot? Ojai.
Yep, that was month 3 or 4.
Okay.
And then we talked again in
Back
August.
east.
Yep, and that was month 8.
And now
and
here
now
we are.
it's at the end of month 11. So, holy shit.
Cool. So you just ran a half marathon, your last half marathon of this tour, not of your life. So let's start with how did this race go?
I started out the year with a goal of just I just wanted to run a half marathon in every city. So I've been living in a different city every month of this year, and it went amazing. I ran my fastest half marathon of the year, which is incredible, and I was not super confident going into it.
So why weren't you super confident? What was what's the instigator of this doubt?
So the last half marathon that I really raced was in Nashville. That was in September, and then I went to Montana for the month of October, which is at 5,000 feet elevation. And in October, it was like negative 10 degrees and tons of snow and ice. And so I did some treadmill workouts with you, and the elevation adjustment was really tough for me. So I wasn't hitting some of the paces, and I felt like I physically could not run as fast. Like I had 85 layers on in the snow. You actually had said it's like swimming in the pool with all your clothes on. Like that's what it feels like. So I'm like going super slow, but the effort feels so hard. And then so I went from Montana. I did a trail race there, and then I went to Flagstaff, which is at 7,000 feet. So I went from Nashville running in like 100 degrees and humid weather to Montana running in an ice storm to running in Flagstaff at 7,000 feet. So I wasn't hitting paces there. I felt slow. Mentally, that was really challenging for me. And so you had me run a workout like this past week, and what maybe should have felt like half marathon pace felt like 5K pace. So I went into this race thinking that it was just going to be like a sentimental run for the end of the year, and that like it was going to be super slow because I've lost so much fitness, which was not the case.
This is so great. How did you pull yourself away from being attached to those numbers? So when you texted me and you were like, this is my paces, and you showed me them, and you're like, I could tell you were not happy with them, like it didn't align. So how do you move yourself forward in those instances? How do you keep coming out for the next workout?
I trust the process. This is a big lesson in just trusting the process. And also, like, I really thought about the whole year too. I'm like, I have been doing a lot. Like, I have been moving every month. I'm traveling with my dog. I'm like running a business from the road. I'm going into these cities where I don't know anyone. And then I'm doing all this training on top of it. Like, if I don't hit a time, like, whatever. I don't hit the time. Like, I'm so proud of what I've done and how far I've come, and I'm so grateful for your coaching too. I was grateful just to be running, and so I decided just like let the like, don't put another layer of it being hard. Like, just go out and see and just run and go out, run by feel. So.
And you did that.
And I did that. So I went out conservatively. Just because
almost
I thought
too
I was,
conservatively.
Maybe I was
said,
like,
right?
yeah, first 6 miles, I stayed with the hour 40 pacer, and I was telling him my whole life story. And so by mile 6, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be talking. I actually feel great. So, and he was running at like 7:30 pace, 7:35, and so I'm like, oh, okay, all right, sweet. This feels really easy. Elevation training is a thing, guys. Go to Flagstaff. Holy shit. So yeah, that I think I did negative splits. I have to look back. Actually, we just finished, but it just felt. So that was exciting. But I actually still held back. I'm like.
So there's more in the tank. You think you have more?
Oh.
I think you
yeah,
know you have more.
I know I have more. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so exciting. So, yeah, like when there was like 3 miles to go, I like glanced down my watch. I'm like, oh, yes, this is going to be my fastest time this year. This is so. And then I got really pumped up. So
where'd you end up running, and where did you place?
So I ran a 1:37 and some change, I think. Eighth female, and then second in my age group.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
So what is...
And I'd like to say
ahead.
that I think I started out the year running like a 1:50. That's a lot of time to cut off in a year. So that's pretty exciting.
It is, but you're also committed to doing the work. You know, you're showing up every day despite whatever your mind wants to attach to a time. So you're continually just doing the work on the road.
Oh, yeah.
In new communities all the time. So, yeah, it's going to pay off, and it's going to continue to pay off.
There is always a way to get this shit done.
All right. So then...
Jess is bossing
Jess
BJ around
Jess
right now.
Wants the
behind
mic back.
The scenes.
She's holding herself back so much.
We know who actually runs the show.
Kyla, what's next? So we're done with the half marathon. What are we venturing into next?
I am so excited to start doing ultra races.
Yeah, it's in your blood.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I'm so psyched.
Yeah. So you're going to meet us up in Mendocino for your first 50K?
For my first 50K,
Great.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right.
So caught up in the dog leashes. All right, I'm back. Whew, I feel good.
Feel better now?
It's like
mic in hand.
Oh, we should get 3 mics. So congratulations. And Beej, congratulations to you too. Beej won his age group and you were 5th overall. And Kyla, you were 8th overall out of like 441 women. So
awesome.
Kicking ass.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, let's switch gears into, well, I guess it's not too much switching gears because it's kicking ass, but you got your ass kicked a little bit in Flagstaff because you decided to go to Montana. The last time we did a mini, you're like, I'm going to Montana. You fell in love with Montana.
Yep, unexpectedly.
Yeah, and
I'm not a fan of the cold. I thought I was going to end up in Southern California, and I showed up in Montana. I was like, this is where I'm going to be.
Yeah, and you like have a lease, and you've got a place to move into, but you also had another state and another town and another month. Yeah. So we've been, the 3 of us have been in touch. Obviously, you and BJ talk pretty much every day with the training. But I can relate so much to when the mind wants something to be over, when the mind wants comfort, when the mind is wishing for another now, which it sounds like you were up against that daily. What do you think it was all for? What did you learn from it? Or why don't you give people, let's start with giving people an idea of what this looked like.
Yeah. Thanks for asking that question. I do think that more clarity around the experience will come with time because I'm like still here, like still in Arizona, but you're right. Like when I left Montana, and found myself once again in another city. Like I had my mind set. It was kind of like I was already moved in and done. Like my mind had decided it was done with the tour, but I was committed to do this one last city. And so when I realized, like, oh shit, I got to do this again. I got to meet new people. I need to find another routine. I'm like, it's all the same things again. I have to create a new life here for a month. But I don't want to. Like, I'm done. I'm over it. And so there's this like struggle. And the first like hard run I had in Flagstaff, I don't remember what it was. It was like a 10-mile progression run or something, or whatever the time was. Of course, I converted it to miles in my head. But at mile 6, it was just so hard. I was running uphill, and the air was so thin, and I could feel this like resistance. Like, I could physically feel it coming up my throat, and I stopped. And I cried on the side of the road, and I'm like, I had a meltdown. I'm like, I am done. I am done with things being hard. I don't want to meet any new fucking people. I don't want to have to do this like elevation training. I don't want to have to set up in a new Airbnb. Like, I don't want to be uncomfortable anymore. Like, I don't want to have to tell my story again to a new person. So I had my moment, and then I just stopped. It was like, my conscious awareness kind of kicked back in. I was like, okay, let's keep running now. And then I kept running. So, and that wasn't the first dark moment I had. It was a constant back and forth of my mind wanting a different situation and it not being that way.
How did you stay committed?
One foot in front of the other. Sometimes it was one breath at a time. I surround myself, often not physically, with people that remind me to stay committed, stay with it. Your mantra, actually, that you've been saying lately, let your yes be yes and your no be no. I kept saying that to myself. You're very good with these like little mantras. I've been using them all year. I was like, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Like, let Arizona be Arizona. Don't be in Montana and be in Arizona. It's very confusing. And like, this whole experience is going to suck. And so as much as my mind, and then, when I can detach and have a little bit of sense of humor about, how I'm acting, it just makes the whole thing easier. So it was a bit hilarious, like how back and forth I was. Like, I'd have a dark moment of feeling lonely and like a little bit of like victim mentality, like, this is so hard, no one knows what I'm going through and I'm so alone, and to like, look where I am. Like, I just woke up and watched the sunrise from like a beautiful canyon in Sedona, and I'm so privileged to be doing this, and life is amazing. And I like everything changes all the time.
Everything is always changing.
Yeah.
Everything is always changing. The only thing that's not changing is our truth, is who we truly are. So the more we can commune with that, via meditation every single day, it has more robustness in our life. Hi. Yeah, we're all done. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So,
it's easy to stay present and be spiritual when life's easy.
And what about when life's hard?
That's what we had said that earlier. Like, that's when the real work starts. Like, when life is hard, like, that is the training grounds. Like, if we're talking about running, like, the race doesn't start until the pain does. That's when the race starts. Like, when it hurts, that's when you're racing. So like, I kept reminding myself, like, this is how life is. And also there's this like idea that, I don't know, part of my mind has that it's like, it's going to be easier someday. Or it's going to, like, once I get here, it's going to, the life shit is going to stop. Like, once I get to Montana and have my stuff moved in and, like, I'm with a new guy and, like, everything's going to be easy then. Guess what? Nope. It's not. So get used to, like, pulling yourself back, and, like, life is always going to throw you shit. Like, oh, once I make enough money, like, once I get this debt paid off, then life's going to be good. No. Like, there's going to be something else. It was fucking, I feel like a badass for getting some of those dark moments. Like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling strong. That was a good workout in my mental and emotional health.
Yeah, I think you achieved warrior status.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Guys.
You're amazing.
I couldn't have done it without both of you. Like, if you're listening for the first time, like, follow both these people. They're so motivational. Like, saved me every day. Thank you.
We're walking in the shit too. I always remind myself, if I ever find myself thinking that the shit is like real, like, oh, this is real.
Oh man.
I just go, no, girl, this is a game, and you want to be the best player in the house.
I love it. I also, this one, sorry.
No, go.
You can cut this out, but I always use, the other mantra I use is, like, we're all going to die. I'm like, whatever, I'm going to die. We're all going to die.
I thought about that in the run today.
We're all going to die.
That last stretch, I'm like, hey, if I die, I'm going to die.
We're all going to die. I mean, it's a fact. We're all going to die. Guess what, guys? We're all going to die.
Hopefully not before we launch this mini podcast. All right. Peace out, people. Stay alive.